This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
A once-in-a-lifetime sight. Just 2 hours ago, the moon slipped in front of the sun in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, giving total eclipse watchers an unforgettable view of the sun's corona. Here in St. Louis, we didn't have totality, but the partial eclipse was still a pretty cool thing to see. This is a time lapse of the eclipse over Busch Stadium downtown. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here. I'm Kay Quinn.
And I'm Mike Bush. The Eclipse has now wrapped up its national tour, but it was an event that people across the bi-state will be talking about for years to come. Hours ago, the eclipse raced across North America from Mexico to Maine. Parts of southern Missouri and Illinois were in the path of totality, including Cape Girardeau and Carbondale.
5 on your side has had crews along that path all day long. Holden Kerwicki is in Carbondale, Gary Frank in Mount Vernon, and Tracy Hinson in Farmington.
But let's first begin with Ann Allred and Scott Connell. They're joining us now from Cape Girardeau.
Hello, Kay and Mike, and to everyone. We were at the Sportsplex here in Cape Girardeau. There are still people here. I just counted probably around 50 people just waiting out that traffic. They're sunbathing, they're playing, they're reading books, just kind of chilling out because we still see traffic right next to us on 55. But what an amazing experience. Of course, Sportsplex was the site of another Eclipse Watch party in 2017, only it was half the time in totality. We had 4+ minutes today, Scott.
4+ minutes, and all of those minutes under a nearly crystal clear sky, which is very rare. Even the high clouds over Cape Girardeau were so thin, it really didn't diminish the eclipse at all. Now, folks that have headed out, you know, they tried to rush out of the parking lot. There were a few that tried to escape early as soon as it was over, and they're now stuck in the interstate traffic. So it's one of those things where traffic is going to be slow in and around all of the areas in totality while people get back. But what an amazing afternoon it's been.
And we had thousands of people here with us. Many people, of course, bringing those special camera lenses and those telescopes to capture the best view they could. We saw license plates from 36 states here. Plus, we saw people from Scotland. We met people from Canada, 4 people from London. That's 4,000 miles away. Also, one man from Chicago. He outfitted a camera lens to get a zoomed-in view. He believes he caught a solar flare during totality, and a lot of people that had really incredible lenses agreed with him. He said it looked like someone just poked a hole at the bottom of the moon.
Sorry, rest of the country, but we had an amazing view here. It was incredible, and it was 4 minutes long. I think it was one of the longer times in the entire country. So, yeah, it was like around minute 3. I was like, man, this thing is still going. This is incredible.
And many of the people from far away, they didn't really choose to come to Cape Girardeau until the last minute. Many saying it was a game time decision because they were watching you. They were looking at what's going to happen with the weather.
Weather-wise was the big key, and whether it was going to be clear here, down into Arkansas, east into Indiana. A lot of folks were concerned about that. Our weather turned out as good as it possibly could be.
And our Holden Kerwicki, he has been in Carbondale, Illinois, also in the path of totality. So Holden, how was the view east of the Mississippi?
Oh, it was amazing, and as you guys were just talking about, the biggest concern here in Carbondale was all those clouds, because back in 2017 those clouds actually blocked out the totality of the eclipse here in Carbondale, so a lot of people were worried. But as you can see behind me, the skies were crystal clear in Saluki Stadium this afternoon. Of the estimated 50,000 people that came to Carbondale, more than 13,000 took in totality inside Saluki Stadium. It was a game day environment with the crowd cheering as researchers released weather balloons to study the atmosphere. Jordan Porter made the trip all the way from Wilmington, North Carolina to see his first total eclipse, and he told me not only was it worth the trip, but it was unlike anything he had ever witnessed in person before.
It's just really a surreal feeling that you witness with the way that the wind changes and everything, the lights, the shadows and everything, the ellipses that'll form through the pinholes and stuff, all the different little nuances that you see.
And despite all the warnings from city leaders, a lot of people actually cleared out of Saluki Stadium as soon as totality was over. So we had the same problem that you guys had over in Cape Girardeau. However, many of the people from out of town told me that they're actually going to stick around until tomorrow, let the traffic clear out, and make plans for the next coast-to-coast total eclipse in North America, which will happen August 12th of 2045. So a little bit of time to make some plans there, guys. Reporting live in Carbondale, Illinois, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
That's planning ahead.
Yes, it is. That's a long time. Another small Illinois town, Mount Vernon, was along the path of totality as well.
And meteorologist Gary Frank has been there all day. He joins us live now from the Cedarhurst Center for the Arts. Gary.
Yeah, good afternoon. It feels a lot different when you compare to as we had minutes away when we started to see obviously started to get a little bit dark and cool, and now it's back to warm again, right? We still have the band playing behind us, so a lot of people have left, but like everybody else has kind of mentioned, we actually didn't have a lot of people run out of here. There was only about 1,500 people, and gates didn't open until about 11 o'clock. And then we got here about 9:45, tried to find the best spot. But when you look at some of the spots that we had a lot of people that surrounded this lake. And overall, I mean, this is a center for the performing arts. So, a center for the arts. There's art pieces inside. But earlier today, we had a lot of characters, right? People that were just coming to see things. We also had some living art pieces even walking around as well.
I created some living art pieces for our total eclipse happening show here, and we have the moon, the sun, and the stars. I've always enjoyed making designs and costumes and makeup and face painting and all of that. I just wanted to showcase something beautiful for everyone that was coming in to watch the eclipse.
And she had to speak for him because they weren't allowed to talk. That was part of the art. It's art. But you know what? It was all in good fun. A lot of people took pictures with them, and we got to meet a lot of people. And I think that's the fun part about being somewhere they haven't been before, and you get to kind of hang around and see people's different experience. But right now, still kind of going on. We'll go see how busy it is the rest of the night. We still have some more to share with you here at 5 and 6 o'clock as we wrap things up for Mount Vernon.
Gary, thanks. The city of Farmington, Missouri threw a huge total solar eclipse party.
That city also saw total darkness. Meteorologist Tracy Hinson joins us live from Engler Park. Tracy, how was the party there?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Alexandria and I and Evelyn, we watched it. We loved it. We thought it was amazing. We're pretty much the only girls left here because everybody else behind me is from the Missouri Torah Institute in Chesterfield. It's high school. And what did we all think of the eclipse? Big fans of the eclipse. They actually thought this one was better than the last one they saw because the last one was just a little bit longer. Now let me show you what it looked like earlier today while we were out and about. Everybody was gathered around. There were some very impressive picnic spreads. The pond here was beautiful. People were out watching over that. Then as the sky started to darken up and get a little closer and closer to the eclipse, it just got a little bit quiet, but then the minute the moon really started covering up and we saw that diamond ring, it was all hooting and hollering. And then after that, I caught up with a first-time eclipse viewer and somebody who's seen it for the third time.
Well, it was very surprising. I mean, especially that it was my first one. I was really impressed on how the moon was and what happened, but it was really surprising to me.
I was going to be a wise guy and say, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. But this was exciting.
And he's hoping in 20 years he can see the next one. So with Evelyn and Alexandria and the rest of the guys from the Missouri Torah Institute, live from Farmington, Tracy Hinson, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Tracy. From riverboats to rooftops, St. Louis was jam-packed with eclipse viewers today.
Yeah, the St. Louis Science Center took things a step further by making the eclipse a teachable experience, even without totality. Today, it live streamed the event at all totality locations across Missouri at the planetarium. They also gave out free eclipse glasses so people could witness the event in person. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer was there today. You can hear more from her tonight at 5 and 6. And we have a special section on KSTK.com dedicated to today's eclipse. Just text the word eclipse to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link.
And if you took any photos of the eclipse, send them our way. Text them to 314-425-5355. They might even end up on the air.
And here's one from Elizabeth from Bloomsdale, Missouri. Beautiful shot there. She called it the diamond ring. So really nice weather for the eclipse, and the clouds do return tonight. More on the forecast coming up.